All right, so I'm wrapping up the last port day of the trip. Today we stopped in Grand Cayman. There were two other ships in port with us. One was a princess ship, one was a carnival ship. So I waited until later in the morning to go over. I left around 10 o'clock. That was because there was a ticket system and I wanted to let like kind of the rush die down because you had to do water taxis, and so you went down to one of the dining rooms, got a ticket, and then you stood there until they called your ticket number. So even going down later, I still waited like 10 minutes until I was allowed to board the water taxi. The internet was really good today, so I did manage to get a lot done. I think I got more work done today than some of the other days combined, even though I worked the same amount of hours, so it was just better internet. So I went over to Grand Cayman. It's not the like prettiest port in the world. It is an interesting port. It reminded me a lot of the Cozumel port, where you kind of go in and there's like shopping right there, and they've got all the tourist things, and there's places to drink if you want to. So I walked around for a little while. I was looking for a flag. Could only find kind of little ones, which was a little disappointing, but you know, it is what it is. And then after I spent about an hour looking around that little shopping district, there was like a little piece of the fort left over there, and that was kind of cool. There's also a lot of like random pirate statues, which was also kind of cool. I love kitschy stuff like that. So after walking around for about an hour, I guess, I did get back on board. So the water taxis coming back were also interesting because since there were the other ships there, you had to be really careful which water taxi you were getting on. And it wasn't like well labeled. They kind of just had you like line up different places, and it took forever for them to get the people who are coming off the ship off and getting us back onto it. So that really slowed things down. I probably wouldn't have stayed as long in port if it wasn't such a hassle both ways with the water taxi. So just keep that in mind if you're at Grand Cayman, that you do have to take a water taxi in. So got back on the ship, had a little bit of lunch, and then worked pretty much all afternoon while the internet was good. Once we hit sail away, kind of the internet died off again, which was disappointing, but that was okay. I was just about done with everything that I had wanted to get done, and it was time to go get dinner. So awesome thing was it was sushi night. So I think it was also lobster tail night in the main dining room, but I've been avoiding the main dining room. So I had some sushi, and it was better than supermarket sushi, but not as good as like real sushi. The one thing I will say with the buffet, there's not, even when they do a theme, like they have different like main dishes every night, they don't really stick to it with everything else. So like there was sushi, but then there wasn't like a large variety of sushi, and then there wasn't things that really go with sushi. So I had sushi and pesto, which was really weird. But it was nice to see sushi. I love sushi. So ate dinner, and then I went to see The Fantastic Journey. I had to check my note there about what it was called. That was hands down the highlight of all of the productions. There was so much technology involved, and there were drones. The drones were amazing, and they did songs from like all different genres, including they did an Avril Lavigne song, and they did Taylor Swift, and then they did a whole arrangement of Lady Gaga songs with like really crazy costumes. So that was really cool to see. So if you only catch one show, definitely make it The Fantastic Journey. And then after The Fantastic Journey, I went and watched the World Orchestra for a while, which was really cool. They have all the different musician players from around the ship, the steel pan band players. They have people from the show orchestra, and they all play together, and there were flags everywhere, and everyone's really getting into it, and they do kind of a whole arrangement of, you know, songs from around the world. So that was really cool to see. And now I'm kind of wrapping it up. Tomorrow is our last sea day, so there's a lot going on the ship, and I want to get up early and start going to it because some of it sounds really, really cool. So yeah, hopefully it is. All right, I'll catch you later. Bye.